I'm kind of on a pattern here of doing some talks these days about two things that I'd love to get your opinion on.
Mhm.
One is that is very, very practical. I'm seeing that some of us are reacting to the chaos of the world by seeking trusted advisors. And I'm talking about ordinary other people in our lives, like the dry cleaner that we'll drive across town for, the dentist that always makes us feel safe. I just drove 6,000 miles to get a certain kind of travel trailer. 6,000 miles, 3,100 miles out to Oregon and 31 back. And I'm interviewing somebody from that business because I recognized I did that. I passed thousands of trailers that I would have loved for Dr. Chuck and I to camp in. But I had this one place I wanted to do business with. We're doing that in our lives now. We're seeking trusted advisors. We're wanting to do business with the people that make us feel like we have an insider. It's a safety. We trust them. They can tell us the hard things and we'll hear it.
Part of what you're saying is it's not based simply on the product that's being sold. It's the relationship in which that thing happened. And that's everything we've been talking about. Does this person get me? Do they care about me? Are they connected? It's relationality that makes the difference. Not necessarily. There's lots of good products and lots of good stuff out there.
Yeah.
So
I'm calling that the gratitude economy. We're so grateful for this hairdresser in our life that we'll drive all the way across town. We pay twice as much for that we have to for a haircut, but we're so grateful they're in our lives.
That's right.
And I think it's an outgrowth of the pandemic as well. But I just notice people, they're just choosing to do business and be places and reward folks who feel good in our lives.
Absolutely. There's a recent, talking about movies, there's a recent documentary, it just came out on this most recent tour that Bruce Springsteen did. It's called Road Diary. It's really good. And it's very different because he's talking about this in a different way, where is something he's trying to communicate about being 75 years old. And he says at one point in a voiceover, he said, people don't pay to come to listen to their favorite songs and to see my aging face. They come for the presence that we bring. And he says more, but he said it's about the presence, about being here, now, together in this town. Now, we're caring about each other. He said that's what they come for.
I recently interviewed Noel Paul Stuckey, who is Paul of Peter, Paul, and Mary. And he talks about that. He talks about that in how he goes into a concert, or how a musician like him really thinks about the relationship they have with the audience. And I don't go to a lot of music concerts, and I didn't even, my brother does. Oh my God. They live in Nashville. They go to concerts every weekend. And all of a sudden I had this light bulb moment where Paul explained to me, or Noel, was explaining to me something I just was in complete dark about. But it's this interactive moment of human connection.
Yeah, loving presence is at the heart of all of this. That's really what we're talking about. The capacity to see each other, notice each other, recognize each other, care for each other. That's either what's missing when there's pain or what's satisfying when it's available.
And I think it can happen in the grocery store.
Sorry. Absolutely.
Driving down the road, the toll booth. My husband is the funniest person in the world with toll booth operators. We take 10 times longer to go through a toll booth. He has this wonderful way of, he just wants to be there until he can tell that person feels good about their day because he's been in it. So weird. Okay.
And it happens with a word, a phrase, an eye contact, especially.
Yeah. And he makes people feel so good about themselves. He's lovely. So that's something I want to encourage people as a New Year's or a starting fresh sort of a thing, is to really recognize how many opportunities we have in our lives all day long to be totally present for another person. It is just.
Yeah. And if it's a new year, then stand at that door with Rumi's encouragement. Yes. Open it and go, wow, okay. Yes. What's this going to be?
And now this.
Now this.
It's so great.